In this video, we are talking about the top 3 gym accessories that are going to help you get the most out of your lifts. I'll show you how to use accessories properly and some common errors you might encounter. Number 1 is lifting straps. You get a few months of training in and you start to increase on the weights, it can be hard for your forearms to keep up with the strong leg and back muscles. And after hitting a few sets of heavy RDLs, your grip strength will probably be the limiting factor there. So the lifting straps are a great tool because it allows you to lift more load without your grip strength being that limiting factor. You're going to put the lifting strap around your wrist and simply wrap the strap underneath the bar. You'll then go ahead and grip the bar and rotate the bar back towards you to tighten up the grip. And lifting straps aren't just exclusive to RDLs or deadlifts, but you can also use it for upper pulling movements like a row or even a pull-up. But with that being said, you want to make sure that you are selective with the exercises you choose to use lifting straps with. Like I said, you can use it for rows, deadlifts, all that good stuff. You just want to avoid using lifting straps for every single exercise. Number 2 is heel wedges. A majority of the people I've worked with, whether it's online or in person, have a hard time keeping good weight through their heels during the bottom part of a squat, myself included. Most people lift up their heels and place a lot more pressure through their toes, which is going to throw off the natural rotation needed to bend and extend the knee. And it's not just because your mobility sucks. Based on the length of your limbs, your body's anatomy, you may just have a harder time getting down in that bottom part of a squat. The heel wedges lift the heels up, but your body as a result will shift backwards. This will allow you to put more weight through the heels and restore a lot of the natural rotation needed at the knee joint, the hip joint, etc. This will also bypass a lot of ankle mobility limitations that you might have. For a squat, you want to place the heel wedges about your normal squat width apart, about shoulder width is good, and that's pretty much it. I have heel wedges of my own, my gym has some, but if you are limited and you don't have anything, you can use a 2.5 or 5 pound plate in a pinch. Now, if you are squatting for a competition, you probably won't be able to use heel wedges. You can lift the heels normally during off season to help shift your weight back if you need it, but if you are close to competition, you probably want to get better at keeping your heels on the floor. Another thing is if you use too high of a heel wedge, it will actually knock you forward, so don't do that. Also, if you have squat shoes, you probably don't need a lot of heel elevation since it naturally has that. Number 3 is a lifting belt. The lifting belt is a great tool that gets a lot of flack simply because people abuse it. The reason the belt is sick is because it increases the intra-abdominal pressure, which helps you maintain better stability of your spine during things like a squat, deadlift, or any kind of movement. There's so many people that use the belt as a crutch and ego lift, and they end up using a lot more of their spine instead of using their powerful leg muscles to do the lift. The other mistake I see a lot of people doing is wearing the belt during random exercises. I'll see people using a belt during a row or even like a bench press. I hate to break it to you, but you should probably get better at bracing your core and not becoming too reliant on a tool like a belt to do all your lifts. Because as soon as you go out in the real world, you're not going to be using a belt for every single task you do. I recommend using the belt as a tactile cue in order to learn how to brace properly. I tend to use the lifting belt as something I can brace into, not so much something I have to squeeze myself into. For some people, they may feel better with the belt up higher. I know I do. But for other people, you may feel better with the belt slightly lower around your lumbar region. You just want to do whatever helps you brace the best and feels the best to you. Then you'll follow these 3 steps. Exhale fully until you feel your obliques engage. This should help you stack your rib cage over your pelvis better. Inhale gently through your nose while you keep the tension in your obliques. And as you inhale, you want to think about pushing your midsection out into the belt. And you just want to maintain this tension during the entire lift. Now, depending on how heavy or how strenuous the exercise is, you may want to pair the breathing with the motions that you're doing. So during the concentric phase of a squat or going up, you want to focus on exhaling out. And during the eccentric phase or the descent of a squat, you'll then want to inhale. Doing that repetitively will help you get a normal breathing pattern as long as you're doing it slow and controlled. But if you're lifting very heavy, you may want to hold that inhale during the entire portion of the lift and breathe again when you get to the very top. And a great cue I'm going to repeat is pushing your midsection out into the belt. This is a great way to know that you actually are maintaining intra-abdominal pressure. And if you lose contact with your midsection on the belt, you're probably not maintaining a proper brace. If you got value out of this video, please tickle my ego in the comments. Let me know if I did a good job. But until next time, peace.